Imagine an SUV in 2026 that doesn't need fake skid plates or dramatic Instagram poses to prove a point. An SUV that looks you in the eye and says, "I was built for this." Today on DriveZone Meter, we're talking about exactly that machine, the 2026 Nissan Terra. This is Nissan going back to its roots, betting big on real off-road DNA. And by the end of this video, you'll know whether the new Terra truly belongs in the same conversation as heavy hitters like the Toyota Fortuner, Mitsubishi Pajero Sport, and Isuzu MU-X, so buckle up, because this one is all about strength, comfort, and no-nonsense capability. Let's start right at the back, because that's where the Terra's personality hits you first. One glance at the rear of the 2026 Nissan Terra, and you immediately get the message. This SUV is wide, tall, and solid in a way that feels honest. The horizontally stretched LED taillights run across the rear, making the Terra look even broader, especially at night. It gives the SUV a planted, confident presence that doesn't try too hard but still commands attention. Right in the center, that bold Terra lettering across the tailgate isn't shy at all. It's not whispering luxury, it's announcing purpose. The rear bumper is thick and practical, clearly designed to survive rough use, not just shine under showroom lights. You can picture muddy boots, camping gear, recovery tools, or a trailer hitch being used without hesitation. Compared to the Toyota Fortuner, which looks a bit more polished and city-friendly from the back, the Terra feels tougher and more work-ready. So let me ask you, when you see an SUV, do you want something that looks premium or something that looks ready to be used hard? Now let's walk along the left side, because this is where the Terra's body-on-frame roots really show. The side profile is tall, muscular, and unapologetically SUV. Big, squared-off wheel arches wrap around 18 to 20-inch alloy wheels, depending on the variant, and they look like they belong there. The straight character lines and high belt line give the Terra a sense of strength and stability, like it's planted firmly on the road. There's a nice balance here too. Chrome door handles and subtle trim details add a touch of premium feel, but they never distract from the rugged theme. This SUV doesn't try to hide its size. It embraces it. Compared to the Pajero Sport, which goes for sharper lines and a more aggressive look, the Terra feels calmer and more confident, almost like it doesn't need to prove anything. From this angle, can you already imagine this thing cruising comfortably on the highway, and then confidently turning onto a rocky trail without breaking a sweat? Moving over to the right side, the design consistency really stands out, and that's a good thing. Nissan hasn't played games here. No fake vents, no dramatic gimmicks, just clean proportions, height, and stance doing all the talking. The doors are large and upright, which makes getting in and out easy, especially for families or long road trips. Ground clearance is generous, and it constantly reminds you that this is not a crossover pretending to be an SUV. This is the real deal. The lower body cladding isn't just for looks either. It's there to protect against stones, dirt, and rough terrain. Park the Terra next to an Isuzu MU-X, and you'll notice something interesting. The MU-X still feels very traditional and tough, but the Terra manages to feel slightly more modern and tech-aware without losing its old-school toughness. So what matters more to you, timeless durability or a touch of modern design flair? Now let's open the door and step inside, because this is where the 2026 Nissan Terra genuinely surprises people. The moment you sit inside, the cabin feels open, calm, and thoughtfully laid out. Nissan didn't try to overwhelm you with crazy shapes or unnecessary buttons. Instead, the dashboard feels wide and welcoming, anchored by a large panoramic-style digital display that acts as the tech center of the cabin. Right in front of the driver is a fully digital instrument cluster that's crisp, clear, and easy to read, whether you're crawling off-road or cruising on the highway. The central infotainment system is smooth and responsive, and thankfully, Nissan hasn't buried basic controls deep inside confusing menus. The seats deserve special mention. They're wide, supportive, and clearly designed for long hours behind the wheel. This is the kind of SUV you can drive all day without feeling worn out. In the second row, passengers get plenty of legroom and headroom, and even the third row feels genuinely usable, not like an afterthought reserved only for children. The materials strike a smart balance between durability and comfort. Compared to some Fortuner trims that can feel a bit firm and utilitarian, the Terra leans more toward comfort. Compared to the MU-X, it feels more modern and connected. So here's a question for you. When you're spending this kind of money, do you want luxury that looks good or comfort that actually lasts year after year? All right, let's talk about what really defines a true SUV, the engine and how it performs. Under the hood, the 2026 Nissan Terra sticks to classic SUV thinking, and that's a good thing. Depending on the market, Nissan is expected to offer a 2.5-liter gasoline engine and a 2.3-liter turbodiesel. And honestly, the diesel is the star of the show. With around 190 to 200 horsepower and a strong 450 Nm of torque, this engine is built for real work. That torque figure is what matters when you're climbing steep trails, pulling heavy loads, or driving through deep mud. Power delivery feels smooth and controlled, not aggressive or jerky. Buyers will likely have a choice between a 7-speed automatic and a 6-speed manual, which is great for people who still want that hands-on driving feel. But what really sets the Terra apart is its proper off-road hardware. We're talking part-time 4-wheel drive, low-range gearing, and a locking differential. These aren't features added for marketing brochures, they're real tools meant to be used. On paved roads, the Terra feels stable and composed. Off-road, it transforms into a reliable workhorse. Compared to modern crossovers that rely heavily on electronics, the Terra trusts mechanical strength. When the road completely disappears, which setup would you trust more? Now let's talk money, because price always matters. The 2026 Nissan Terra is expected to hit markets between late 2025 and early 2026. Pricing will vary depending on region, but estimates suggest entry-level versions starting somewhere around $38,000 to $42,000. Fully loaded 4-wheel drive variants could climb to around $48,000 to $52,000. That places the Terra slightly below the Toyota Fortuner in many markets and roughly in the same zone as the Pajero Sport. Considering what you're getting, real off-road hardware, a comfortable and modern interior, and strong engines, the value proposition looks solid. You're not just paying for a badge here. You're paying for capability and usability. So let me ask you this, would you rather spend more for a famous name or slightly less for a more balanced, well-rounded package? So let's wrap this up with the final verdict. The 2026 Nissan Terra isn't trying to reinvent the SUV world. Instead, it's protecting what made real SUVs special in the first place. Strong body-on-frame construction, genuine 4-wheel drive capability, dependable engines, and a cabin that actually supports long journeys. It's tough when it needs to be, comfortable when it matters, and modern without losing its soul. For families who want one vehicle that can handle daily life, long road trips, and serious off-road adventures, the Terra makes a very strong case for itself. Now I want to hear from you. Would you pick the new Nissan Terra over the Fortuner, Pajero Sport, or MU-X? And what matters more to you in an SUV, off-road ability or interior comfort? If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Follow DriveZone Meter for more honest car reviews, comparisons, and real-world insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.